Good morning. I'm Jerry, just sharing things from the Bible with you today. Today's video's topic comes from a question that my mother asked yesterday when we were talking on the phone. We tend to be talking about every other day or so while I do my morning walk. Nice time. Get to do two things at once, and I love the time doing that. Anyhow, she was asking about the 12 apostles and how they died. She said she had a list, but she was missing a couple. So I thought maybe you guys might find the answer also interesting too. So anyhow, did some research. Sorry to have to read this, but it's a lot of stuff and I don't want to mess it up. So there we go. So let's just get at it. Before I do, let me mention I do now have a YouTube channel up called Naked Bible Study. That term came from a friend of mine, Rob. He was trying to tease me about the fact I don't have my shirt on when I'm doing this in the early morning. Anyways, thanks, Rob. Appreciate the thought. Anyhow, so let's get at it. So Simon Peter, he died, he was crucified upside down in Rome, Italy. Peter requested to be crucified upside down because he felt unworthy to die in the same manner as Jesus. This reportedly happened under Emperor Nero's persecution around 64 to 68 AD. One little note to think about here is what I'm about to discuss or read off. This is real persecution, unlike how people are using the word today because they're talking about something that they don't understand. Anyhow, let's move on. Andrew, Peter's brother, he was crucified on an X-shaped cross known as a saltire in Patras, Greece. Details. Let's see. Andrew continued preaching from the cross for 2 days before dying. He is now the patron saint of Scotland and Russia. James the Greater, son of Zebedee, brother of John, he was beheaded in Jerusalem, executed by the sword under King Herod Agrippa. Read Acts 12, 1-2, around 44 AD. He was the first of the apostles to be martyred. John, son of Zebedee, brother of James, natural causes how he died. The only apostle believed to have died peacefully. That happened in Ephesus, modern-day Turkey. John faced persecution and exile throughout his life. When he was exiled to the island of Patmos, where he wrote Revelation, but lived to an old age. He was released before he died, obviously. Let's see. There's Philip. He was crucified. Some accounts say stoned or impaled. Impaling was where they would bury like a tall pole that was sharpened on the top, and they would pick the person up, set them down on it, and their body weight would slowly impale them onto this like spear, if you would. It was really gruesome. I'm going to mispronounce this probably, but it was located in Hierapolis, modern-day Turkey. According to tradition, Philip was martyred after converting the wife of a Roman proconsul. Bartholomew, also known as Nathaniel, he was flayed alive and beheaded. Location was in Armenia or possibly India. He was said to have been skinned alive for preaching about Christ in a pagan region. Matthew, Levi, the tax collector, killed by stabbing, sword or spear in Ethiopia. Some traditions say Persia. The traditions hold that Matthew was martyred while celebrating Mass. Thomas, Didymus, he was speared to death in Mylapore near Chennai, I'm mispronouncing these, I'm sure, India. Details, he was killed by a local ruler after converting many to Christianity. He is credited for founding the ancient Mar Thoma Church of India. James the Less, son of Alphaeus, thrown from the temple pinnacle and then beaten to death in Jerusalem. According to tradition, he was the leader of the Jerusalem church and was martyred by Jewish leaders for his faith. Thaddeus, Jude, brother of James, he was clubbed to death. Some accounts say he was axed in Persia, modern-day Iran. Died while preaching the gospel was Simon the Zealot. Simon the Zealot, death. He was martyred by being sawn in half. Some say crucified. Either way, it doesn't sound pleasant. And this was in Persia. Details: he worked alongside Thaddeus. Traditions vary, but most agree he died a violent martyr's death. Then there's Judas Iscariot. He died of suicide by hanging near Jerusalem. You can read Matthew 27:3-5 for details on that. But after betraying Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, Judas hanged himself. Also, Acts 1:18 gives another version describing him falling headlong and bursting open. So there you go. That's the 12 apostles and how they were martyred and persecuted while they're being martyred. Anyhow, hope that helps. Something different, something new. Love you. Hope you have a great day. Bye.